Welcome back on the channel, guys. This is the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, alright, with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 8, and I have a cooler attached to it. I'm running God of War using GameHub Lite, alright, so this is the Lite version. It has a lot of adventures, guys. I spend hours and I really cannot get past a certain moment of time where the whole game is going to freeze. And nevertheless, guys, I tried so many settings, so many, all of them. Okay, let me just show you around a bit. So in terms of compatibility, I'm using the Proton 10 ARM64X2 version. I'm using Extreme for the translation params, skipping audio and video decode. The GPU driver is the latest one, not that good, so it's 0.8. I'm gonna go back to 0.6, guys, and believe it or not, but with this version of the XVK, the old one, 1.103 async, I'm getting really like the best FPS out there. Don't ask me why. Using the default VKD3D version and the latest CPU translator here, there is no other things here. CPU call limit, VRAM limit is just like that. I decided to shoot the video like this, guys, because this is a 6.3 inches of a phone, and I'm running this at a very crappy, very shitty 544 resolution that is kind of absolutely useless. If you want to play this thing on a big screen, this thing here is a 32-inch monitor, all right? So you can check the GameHub settings here, the readings, the FPS, the minimum and the maximum, and down below you have the GPU allocation, CPU, the RAM, and the power consumption, and of course also the FPS. Now this unit comes with 16 GB of RAM, and apparently I think that I have some issues with my version of God of War, because the moment I go inside the settings, the game will crash on me, which means that I'm only able to run it on the original settings and not on the lowest one. And a lot of people out there are running tests with the lowest settings, which I think kind of makes sense when you run this on a screen like this. But why am I showing you these guys on the big monitor? All right, let me share with you why. When you go inside the display, I'm using a crappy resolution, which is 960 by 544, and you can see it's rendered even at a low resolution right now because the render scale is just set to 50%. Okay, so I can just pump this amp a bit. All right, let's try to make it 100%. Okay, it's gonna be, I guess, just a little bit better. All right, and I'm also using an FPS limit, and I can probably try to turn VSync on. Okay, I've removed the motion blur and everything that I can actually remove from these settings, guys. And right now my phone is drawing something like 10 watts. Okay, I'm getting, yeah, you know, I want to say playable frame rate, guys, but it's sub 30 FPS. This thing is not really playable according to my book. I will never play God of War like this. I'll rather buy myself a console like a PS4, 5, whatever, if I have the money, or just not play it at all, because this thing is not so good when you play it at FPS like this. Can you play it on the phone like this? Yes, you can, all right? But I've been struggling since last night to try to get this thing running. I was only able once to chop that goddamn tree, take it to the boat, then start rowing your boat gently down the stream, you know, and then it's gonna crash on me, and I'm feeling very angry about this. I tried all kind of settings and combinations, and I've tried all the versions on the GameHub. You can see this is the same story repeats here, guys. So what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna try again to randomize some of the settings. So usually, you know, the preferred DXVK for that thing is gonna be, all right, let's go up a bit, not this one, okay, not this one, this thing here, right? It's supposed to run very good with this setting, okay? And then I'm still keeping everything else here like the same. Let's do another interesting test, guys. I'm gonna go inside the resolution. I want to see at least like 720. I mean, at least 720 would be good, right? And the other thing that I've noticed, but again, it could be an issue with my phone or the firmware, or maybe, you know, not the drivers are not so good for the 8 Elite Gen 5, because people with 8 Elites are using the 8 Elite Gen 5 drivers and they're getting better results, and that's really frustrating and annoying. All right, but what I can see from right now is that my phone is not even drawing 10 watts, and I know that the phone can do so much more, and I know because I've been beta testing this for quite some hours right now, and I can tell you can see already the phone is never not hit it, guys. It's doing like 40 Celsius. Okay, let me just try to take a reading. Yeah, 41 Celsius. So this phone can do 43, 44 without throttling. And I've put a goddamn cooler on the back of it, but then I experienced some other issues which I believe could be linked to the version of God of War that I'm using, which is something annoying, but it could be also with the phone that I'm using, and the fact that the ADLED Gen 5 is a very new chipset, and there are not really a lot of other resources, people with ADLED Gen 5 phones testing this. So this is not a very good representation of what the game can do, and this is just the introduction, and the introduction you can see sub 30, which means that when we get into the real intense in-game action, this is gonna be suffering. Okay, so I'm really angry and I'm desperate and I hate it. I decided to do this test using my big monitor, because on the big monitor you can see really what the phone is rendering. On the 6.3 inches small of a display, every goddamn crappy resolution just looks okay, you know. But this is not the case when you hook it up like on a big proper 4K 32 inches screen. This is actually my monitor. All right. Nevertheless, guys, let's try to see if I'm able to make it past this moment, because in 99% of the cases, you know, now the boy's gonna come, gonna say, hey Pops, how are you? And then Kratos is gonna say, hey boy, why don't you go back to the boat? And then the game is gonna crush on me, I'm gonna get absolutely mad, and I'm gonna try to restart the process. Nevertheless, guys, this is right now what I'm able to achieve with the Xiaomi 17 Pro. And I'm doing this video because if you decide to buy this phone and you have it in the next few days or weeks, most probably you're gonna get the same type of experience, which isn't ideal, right? It's still good that we're able to run a game like this, like a more recent PC game that is a port from a console, and you see what happens here. Absolutely drives me crazy. So far, so good, guys. Let's check the settings. Oh my god, even the menu, even the menu is so laggy. All right, you can see it's bad. It's running this at 540, which I think is a total disgrace.
Found some.
I found some. Get in the boat, boy.
Get in the boat, boy.
Oh yeah, I saw that coming. Come on, creators, just grab the tree and let's just go and row your boat, man. But no, now it's gonna crash again. Again. $15 FPS. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad, guys. But hey, I'm still here and the game didn't crash.
So want me to tie it to the boat?
Alright. Well, let's try to see if we are able to make it past here. And I'm using an old XDK version, guys. I don't know why it doesn't work with the most current one that works with everybody else that is using the ADLED. Not sure. ADLED Gen 5 or something else, or maybe Xiaomi.
That is enough.
Father,
What?
did something change? The force feels different.
Everything is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it.
Yes, sir.
Below 15 FPS. This is a disgrace. But you know, at least for the first time during all these tests, hours, countless hours of testing, after work, during night, I'm able to make it. I'm able to make something out of it. Maybe I have something. Maybe I have something. Maybe now I should revert back to the GameHub light Antutu package. Maybe I have something, so I'm just gonna memorize my settings right now. Let's just try to see how much I can get through the game. The God of Olympus are with us, guys, and it didn't really crash at the time being. And you can see 44, so definitely paying a toll on the CPU. But we did not crash, so maybe I finally a lit after countless hours of stupid testing, really. Maybe it crashes now? No!
That was the last.
Another cutscene, and I made it through here as well. And I said it, and it crashed. Okay, alright, good. Alright guys, I found a way to manually adjust my graphics setting by just editing the ini file. Yeah, it's still a Windows game, right? So, right now I will show you if I enter the display, now the display, the graphics, everything's gonna be on low, alright? Okay, low, original, yeah, this is pretty much like low settings. So here inside, guys, I am gonna try to crank up the resolution a bit because I'm still using that crappy 544 resolution. Yeah, it's just awful, okay? And I have an FPS limit on 50 FPS. You know what, let's just go, yeah, let's make it bigger, okay. Anyway, the game will still crash, but nevertheless, guys, on this crappy resolution, we're drawing like 10 watts on the Xiaomi 17 Pro, this very small but powerful phone with a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 that is just getting on my nerves since I've been testing hours, countless hours I spend on modifying, testing all kind of combinations. I have an issue. I am sure that is either something with the memory or with the GPU driver, most probably some combination in between because it doesn't make sense. It almost crashes when I chop off the tree or just like some minutes later on. Sometimes it just crashes if I stay like this and do not do anything. But nevertheless, let's try to witness the current possibilities with this Xiaomi, right? So now I think the game is okay. It was barely playable. Now it's a bit better. As you can see, I'm just working on my 32-inch big monitor, guys, because it's important to check really what the phone is able to render. Why 40 plus FPS isn't that bad. I mean, on this crappy resolution, okay, I know it's a crappy resolution, okay. You can probably just try to enhance it, and you can see I'm also using the balance mode. Let's put the performance mode. This will probably only accelerate the crashing. My test so far showing that this isn't a good option. Alright, let's just see how far I'm gonna get this time. Kratos, brace! Brace, man, come on! I found some. Here now the boy. Shut up, boy, and get into the boat. Let's go into the boat, boy.
Get in the boat, boy.
OMG! I'm also gonna try to test this in 720p, guys. On the lowest setting, I think it's a bit better, right? We can see it's a bit better. I'm not getting a good performance given the fact that this is a rather crappy resolution, but it's more than 30 FPS, which, yes. Okay. Downloading the newer latest driver, 842.8, with using the lowest preset. I think I tested this anyway, it's not gonna work. And here I'm using the async version, alright? I think this has some advantages in terms of how it is rendering shaders. And this is the VKD. This is the default one. Alright, let me just put up my Bluetooth. But what I wanna test right now, this is changing the resolution. So let's just use 720 at least one last time before this thing drops again, gets totally on my nerves and make me break everything here on this desk. Really crazy. I just tried so hard, guys. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Okay, we're starting strongly, like 10 watts, 11 watts, 45 FPS. Display 720. Is it 720? It is. Let's go and choose VSync. All right, let's limit this. Okay, let's limit this to 60 FPS. All right, no motion blur. Let's go here for performance. Nah, performance is gonna drop the resolution. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. This is gonna just kill everything. All right. Okay, press a new game. Start a new experience. And I'm going to pretend that I'm seeing this for the first time in the last 12 hours. And maybe it is the attempt 246. Who knows? At 720p, we are below 30, but above 25. GPU totally maxed out. The power consumption still, I guess, can be improved. Somehow, something is not allowing the Xiaomi to give a bit more grace and power to GameHub. Okay. I hope that I'm gonna get better results with the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, guys. This thing here now, in terms of visuals, isn't that bad, alright? It is not that... I mean, it's HD, okay? And we are now sub 30. Let's hit one more time. Okay, checkpoint number 1. Are we gonna make it and see how the tree is gonna fall now, or it's gonna stutter? Oh, falling with a grace, a fallen giant, falling with like 38 FPS. Not that bad, Kratos, on 720 with low settings, okay? This is low settings now. Cool. You know what, I kind of like the fact, like this graph here, guys, this is the FPS graph, it's fairly stable, alright? This is fairly stable. I can smell it. I found some, yeah, I'm gonna hear this, oh. I found some, yeah, I'm gonna hear it for the first time today, not.
Get in the boat, boy.
Okay, so I'm now using the latest Adel Engine 5 driver plus also 720 resolution. Yeah, so I was able to grab that tree. Anyway, guys, I know it's gonna crash, but let's see how long can we survive until the crash. All right, let's try to move. Yeah, okay, 20-ish FPS. Yeah.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
This was it. All right, now I'm gonna do one last attempt, guys. I'm gonna do one last attempt, and this time what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to drop the resolution. All right, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use this one. This one works. I know it works. You know, Groundhog Day, like this movie. Everything repeats. Like you get to live through one day, and then this day repeats all over again. I think I'm stuck right now in this. It's just madness. Now I think that I know, like, Kratos' face so good. All the hair strands in the beard, like, I think I know, like, I can name all of them almost. It's crazy. Okay, 32 FPS. Okay, let's start hitting, big boy. Let's start hitting. Let's do this. Yeah! FPS stable, guys, you can see, right? It's barely playable, I have to admit this, on low settings. But nevertheless, you know, it's just like a straight line. Alright, let's see how much more until we get the drop. And I promise, guys, I'm not gonna try more, at least today, or yeah. Let's see.
Get in the boat, boy.
Get in the boat, boy. Yeah. Don't drop, don't crash, boy. Okay, guys, this has been it. I'm just calling today. Alright, this is my heater. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just calling the day, by the way. It is just so annoying. So let's do one final measurement here. You know, the phone isn't really giving me its maximum. It's 44 something. The Xiaomi 17 Pro with my many epic fails on God of War right now with GameHub. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's gonna get better until it... But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's gonna get better soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.